Well, Alan, the scene here is solemn. There has been a huge outpouring of grief for these two police officers killed in the line of duty as we are beginning to learn more about what happened on Tuesday night in that home about 6 kilometers away from this police station. Now, the Special Investigations Unit has confirmed that Constable Devon Northrup and Constable Morgan Russell did not draw their firearms prior to being shot by a man inside that home on Summers Boulevard just before 8 Tuesday night, where the officers were responding to a call for a disturbance. The SAU now says there was a third police officer on scene who was involved in an exchange of gunfire with a 23-year-old suspect before that suspect was pronounced dead on scene. As we first reported yesterday, the suspect has been identified to Global News by friends as Chris Doncaster. He lived in the home where the shooting happened with his grandparents. The SAU has confirmed that the weapon seized from the scene was an SKS semi-automatic rifle. A friend whom I spoke to today says he knew Doncaster had a rifle and said he was a registered gun owner because he had joined the military. The Department of National Defence tells Global News that Doncaster was a private in the Canadian Armed Forces with no deployment history from May through December 2020, but left prior to completing his basic training. Here's what we heard today from community members and one neighbour who was friendly with the suspect's grandmother.
What he did, he went out to Alberta, Edmonton, I do believe it was. He did his training. And then he was out there for about 3 months, and then he came back because his education wasn't up to standard. This is what I understand. I don't absolutely know the whole details.
As members here, we know each other. Everyone knows everyone, and it's been an incredibly difficult past couple days. We're getting through it with the support of our community, and just the outpouring of support from our members of our community to our police service has been very touching, very helpful, and it's got us through the past couple days.
Now, the South Simcoe Police Department has now put up an online book of condolence on their website. They are also working on plans for a double police funeral, which will be held here in Innisfil, with thousands of police officers from across the province and likely the country expected to attend. They are looking for a venue big enough. Coming up at 6 o'clock, we have an interview with a friend of the suspect, Chris Doncaster, about what he thinks might have happened in those final moments of his friend's life. Alan.
Thank you, Catherine.